is a true example of perseverance and purpose. Starting from a Tier 3 engineering college, overcoming the challenges and self-doubt, he went on to crack IIT, work at a top US-based software company, and eventually make a bold decision to leave his corporate career and dedicate himself to empowering students. In 2008, he started Geek for Geeks as a simple blog with the vision to help engineering students prepare for placements. Today, it has grown into a global learning community of over 20 million users offering rich content on DSA, core CS subjects, coding practice, contests, and career-oriented courses. Mr. Jain's vision is to build a gigantic network of geeks and create a bridge between talent and opportunity, a mission that continues to inspire millions of learners across the globe. With great respect and gratitude, may I please welcome and invite Mr. Sandeep Jain to the stage. Can we have a round of applause, please? And also, may I please invite Rana sir to felicitate him. Also, a round of applause for Rana sir, please. Thank you so much. Hello. Thank you so much, sir. We are truly honored to have you with us today. Without further delay, let's move to the most awaited segment of the day. Sir, can you please start the session? I am giving, will you be speaking over here or a hand mic?
Hand mic would
Okay, I'm giving you that.
Hello. Hi, good morning faculty members, dear students. So in this session, I'll talk about my journey and I'll share my learnings and then I'll discuss careers and your questions. I'll take your questions also, whatever doubts you have in the current industry situations or how do you prepare. Before that, I would like to understand the audience. How many of you are in first year? First year students? All right. Second year? Third year, final year? Okay, so majority is first year. So I started my journey as a state board Hindi medium student. I did my 12th from UP board. And I saw that my school topper was going for IIT preparation. So without worrying much and without thinking how tough it is going to be, I just went for it. Because the topper was going for it. And in our times, you could appear any number of times in IIT. I made total 4 attempts for IIT and couldn't crack it. I could do 2 times pre-exam, so I got some motivation that I should try again. After that preparation, I ended up in a Tier 3 college in Mathura. When I went to that college in the first year, I again prepared for IIT. Couldn't crack it, so finally finished my engineering from that college. And when I went to that college in the first year, I felt like heartbroken. I was dreaming about IIT. After 4 years of engineering from that college, our campus placement was 0. No company visited our campus. And I was jobless after BTech. And my first goal after BTech was to get any job. In our days, there were no hiring challenges, no job portals. We used to mostly apply using newspapers. And this is a very, very good shift that I've seen over the years. If you compare my time, 2004, I did my BTech. And this 2026, the change that I've seen over the time is it's now more about skills than just degree. Companies have dropped this requirement that you have to be only from IIT or NIT or you have to be from computer science only to get a job. All the top companies, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, they all hire from all colleges. This is a big, big change. It's more democratized. So after finishing my BTech, I came to Delhi and started applying everywhere. One thing that happened very, very fortunate in my life, I was very clear that I want to be a teacher. I was very, very clear about it. So I used to mostly apply for teaching jobs. And I want to highlight one thing here. If you decide that you want to do something, like designer, programmer, or software engineer, tester. It doesn't happen that you decide and you get success. I applied for a lot of teaching jobs and saw a lot of rejections for teaching jobs, and I had decided that I want to teach her. I'll tell you, like, there was a local training center. I was staying in Delhi, Uttam Nagar, and this center said ki you need to teach coding to the school students, and before we hire you, you need to take some demo classes, and if students like it, then we'll hire you. I took some demo classes there, and they rejected me after the demo classes. They said students didn't like it, and they were paying only 5,000 rupees per month. After a lot of applications, I got my first interview in an engineering college called LIET Alwar. There were no online interviews those days. They were hiring a faculty who can teach advanced computer architecture. So I went there for interview, and I was very, very fortunate. The interview happened. It was raining heavily. Only 2 people appeared for the interview. They rejected the other guy and selected me. That's how I got my first job of 8,000 rupees per month. I joined that college, and when I joined that college, I thought, if I want to be a teacher, I'll have to do masters. So I started preparing for GATE exam. So I used library of that college more than any student. I studied from all the standard books, that Galvin book, the computer network book, and finally qualified the GATE exam and joined IIT Roorkee as an MTech student. When I went to IIT Roorkee, I was like, I am in IIT now, and I should focus a lot on research, academics. In the first semester, I got 9 point something CGPA. And this was the best grade or percentage I had ever got in my academics. In 12th, I got 68%. In BTech, my 70%. In IIT, when I went to IIT, my CGPA was above 9. I was like very happy. And then I saw my seniors getting placed into the companies like Google, Microsoft, Amazon. So I forgot the teaching passion, forgot the academics. I just went to them because the salary numbers were so high. I just went to them and asked them, what are the expectations of these companies? What do they ask, and how come they give you this much salary? And this was a surprise for me. They told me at that time, it was the time of 2006, they told me that whatever you studied in BTech and MTech, the top priority should be data structures and algorithm, your problem solving skills. And all these top product-based companies, they ask only data structure and algorithm. And this was a surprise for me, because those days there were no YouTube channels, there was no Geeks for Geeks, there was no lead code. We were just engineering students. We had no idea what were the expectations of the company, and this was something new for me, and I saw a market gap there. So I started preparing for those DSA questions, loop and a linked list, dynamic programming, and we used to go out for dinner and we used to discuss all these interview questions together, my batchmates in IIT. So I finally prepared for interviews, focused a lot on problem solving because the salary numbers were so high. And I appeared in every company interview. First Google came in, and Google did not hire anybody from IIT. So I just want to tell you, even if you are in IIT, NIT, it might happen that company comes and they don't hire anybody. Google did not hire anybody from our batch. From our senior batch, they had hired 3 people. When Microsoft came, I qualified the first 2-3 rounds, but couldn't qualify the third final round. The mistake that I made in Microsoft interview was I could qualify the written test, and they selected few candidates, and they asked us to sit in a classroom, and they said, we are writing a question. Those days there were no platforms like Geeks for Geeks, HackerName, Lead Code, Hacker. So everything was pen and paper and whiteboard. So these guys wrote a question on the whiteboard, and they said, you all need to solve this question on a notebook. And we are invigilating this room, and you can discuss if you have any doubt. So I just focused a lot on solving the most efficient way. And there were some people in the room who were discussing these questions, their solutions, and they were asking questions to the invigilators. What do you expect from me? Do you want me to do this in this time complexity? Do you want me to handle this corner case? What happened at the end, I just wrote the efficient code, but I was not selected. The people who got selected were the people who were speaking out their mind. They were discussing with the invigilators. So I got rejected in the Microsoft. Finally, D. Shaw and Company came, and I got hired in that company. And they were the second highest paying company in the IIT Roorkee campus. After Google, their salary was super good. I was so happy. I joined that company. And when I joined that company, for the first month, the salary was super, super good. For a person who was struggling for a 5,000 rupees job, this was a very, very good salary. So I actually joined that company, happily joined that company, and for the first month, they did not give us much work, they were just training us on different technologies. These US-based companies, they have very, very deep pockets, so they don't see we are paying this much, so a person should be working from day one. They gave us a good time to settle in, good time to learn the technologies they were working upon. After 6 months, when they started giving me more work, when they started giving me more responsibilities, that is when I started feeling that I am at the wrong place. I should have been a teacher. I wanted to be a teacher because I wasn't enjoying that job very much. I almost felt that everybody around me is smarter than me and I won't even survive in that job. But I still spent 2.5 years in that company. So after 6 months, I started applying for every teaching job again, and those days there was no 5th day, 6th day, 7th day commission, and if you wanted to get into government college, you had to do PhD. So most of the time when I was applying for teaching jobs, I was getting very less salary compared to my software job. Sometimes it was 1/3 of what I was getting, half of what I was getting, but I kept applying. Since I was not able to get a teaching job, wanted to be a teacher, and I was stuck in that software job, and that was the time when blogging was a hot thing in India, like YouTube, Instagram are the things these days. So I found a thing that I can follow my passion of teaching, and I had seen a gap in IIT Roorkee that people were not aware what are the expectations of the company. So I started writing articles. And just want to highlight one more thing here. How did I come up with this blogging idea? This was the great community or great friends that I had made in my engineering days. So in IIT Roorkee, I had some good friends who had built a successful blog, and their blog was very popular, like a popular YouTube channel these days, or a popular Instagram these days. So I just saw that these guys are doing something, I should also do something. And I started writing articles. The first thing that I wrote were the questions which were asked to me in different companies, questions which were asked to my friends in different companies. And you must be wondering why nobody ever thought before me about writing this interview question kind of stuff. See, there were already a lot of websites, lot of blogs where people were writing interview questions, they were discussing interview questions. The thing that I could do well was, I was working in a software company, so I had learned certain skills. The skills that I learned in the software company were how to communicate well, how to write well. When I was working in Deepshan company, the biggest challenge for me was to not solve debugging, coding jobs in the company, was to write those emails, was to write those updates on the tickets. There was no Gen AI those days, so you have to write everything yourself. I used to struggle writing a ticket update that I finished this, could you please let me know what is the issues with this. This was the biggest struggle for me. But with time, I acquired the writing skills in the job. And I used to go to my mentor most of the time, not for asking for a technical doubt, but asking him how do I write in the ticket. So after a certain year, after a certain time in the company, I learned a skill. One more skill that I learned was how to write readable code. When you work in a top product-based company, you don't write ABC variable names, you don't write everything inside the main function. You need to break your code into functions, you need to use proper variable names, you need to use proper comments. Your code get reviewed by a senior, somebody senior, sometimes senior to senior, and you get a very bad email if you write an inefficient code or a code which is not very well written, not following the company policies. So this is where I learned how to write readable code. People were discussing interview questions, but their codes were not readable. So I started writing the industry standard code for those coding interview questions. And that is what actually worked, because there was nothing like this before. And believe me guys, I never did any marketing for initial 4-5 years for these studies. Since there was nothing like these studies, it automatically started getting traffic. In fact, when I was working in that software job, I never used my name. I used to use a pseudonym Karthik for publishing that content, because I was afraid if my company even gets to know about it, I might get fired, and I was paid so well in that software job and I had no other option to make money. So I just kept publishing that content and I kept applying for teaching jobs because I was not getting any decent salary in the teaching job. So after 2.5 years in the software job, I finally got a teaching opportunity in an engineering college called GIT Noida, and they had offered me the best salary so far. So I resigned from that software job and accepted the job offer and went to GIT Noida. That time I was not making any money from that blog. I was just getting more and more traffic. When I took the decision of going to a lower salary job, even if GIT Noida was paying the best salary among all the offers so far that I got, this salary was still 10-15% less after tax deduction. And there were not many medical advantages, medical insurance and freebies that this company had. So when I took the decision, everybody around me thought that I was being fired from that software job. Everybody thought that way. Nobody was happy. I mean, my wife was not happy. My parents, when they asked me, the first question they asked me, you're going for another job, what is the salary like? And I simply lied to them. I told them it's the same salary, don't worry, I'll get the same salary. So I was like in Hyderabad, when I was in software company, I was staying in a very good society with lift, security and all. But when I came to Noida, because my salary had gone down, I started living in an authority flat, top floor, not proper security. So whoever used to come to my home, they all thought that this guy had gone crazy, he was fired, and now basically is nothing much left. So I actually, there were some relatives who, I used to ask you, तुम कह रहे हो कि you are running some blog, what is it? And they asked me to show the blog, and I showed them the blog, and they said, how will you make money out of it? It's just some question and answers. I was like, people are using it, I am getting thank you emails, the traffic is going up, I'm not sure how will I make money, but it's getting popular. So I kept publishing more and more content with the teaching job. The advantage that I got there, this was relatively less demanding job. So I could come to home at 5 o'clock and there were a few lectures that I had to take. So I used to work day and night on that content. Whatever I was teaching, I used to publish it after the college hours. And I used to get an idea also what is a better way to explain, because I could get a feedback from the classroom. So I kept publishing more and more content, and humanity works in great ways. If you help the society, society gives you back. When I used to publish articles those days, I simply used to write that if you like Geeks for Geeks, you can also contribute by writing an email to contribute@geeksforgeeks.org. And believe me guys, there were a lot of people who started sending emails. They were working professionals who started writing email that, I asked this question to a candidate today in an interview, and this candidate could not answer this question. Students don't know about this concept. You can publish this. And these guys used to write all the content. There was no ChatGPT, Gemini those days, so they were writing everything manually. They were making images using MS Paint, and they were sending all those things to me over email. And there were students who were like this, hey, I had an interview in the Microsoft today in an offline drive, and they asked me this question. I gave this answer, and I got selected, you can publish this solution. So when these students were writing the code, their code was again main function, ABC variable, no explanation of the approach. And I used to review the code, understand their approach. Sometimes it used to take 1 day, sometimes even it used to take even 2 days to compile an article based on the code for which the code somebody has already written. So they were already doing a big thing, because there was no, again, ChatGPT or Gemini those days. Writing an efficient working code was a good big thing those days. So I used to take their code, I used to understand it, explain it in my words, add a naive approach, add explanation of the code, and then used to publish it. And I was trying my best that I could entertain every email. Even if somebody was writing a very, very badly written code or badly written language, I still used to define it and publish it. So that is how my life was going. And I had spent 5.5 years in that teaching job. After 3 years of that job, my wife told me that, see, you come down to a lower salary, you work on this thing day and night. We need to make some money also out of it. And that is when I asked her, tell me, like, how do I make money? And she said, at least put ads on it. So I decided to put ads on Geeks for Geeks after 5 years, 1.5 years in that college and 3.5 years in that company and 3.5 years in that college. So when I decided to put ads and I applied to Google, my application got rejected in the first attempt. And this is where, again, your friends, your college friends are very, very useful. The people who were with me in IIT Roorkee, those who were running a successful blog, I called them up and said, hey, you are running ads successfully. My application got disapproved. And they said, don't worry. Our application was also disapproved in the first attempt. You can apply again after making some changes. I applied again. And it again got rejected. And then again I called him and said, apply again. So I applied third time and it got approved. So I got my first revenue from the ads of only 4,500 rupees or around that amount. When I got the check from Google, those days Google used to send check through courier. So when I got that check, I was super happy because this was my own income. Although my family was not very happy about it because this was very less amount considering the amount of effort that I had put into the product. So, but I kept working on it. I was like, if I can make 4,500, I can work harder and harder and make it higher number. And I used to refresh that AdSense account every hour and 2 hour, how many dollars I made. Every dollar was very big thing for me. I kept refining the content, kept working on the traffic growth and all those things, and revenue kept on increasing. More and more people started sending emails, and my ad revenue after 2 years became more than double of my salary in that teaching job. I was happily living there. I was enjoying teaching. I never got a very good feedback in my software job, although I was not fired, but my manager used to tell me that you are not at the top, you are not at the bottom, you are an average employee. And if you really want to grow here, you need to learn finances. We are a hedge fund. And in a hedge fund, you need to know the finances as well. Only the algorithms and all would not make you grow in this organization. When I joined that engineering college, although initially I was rejected for teaching jobs, I was not getting very success in the initial days. But when I joined that college and taught with a lot of passion, my HOD called me one day and he said, we have never seen such a feedback of any faculty in our department. Your feedback is just awesome. So that was the feedback I was really enjoying. I was having a side income. But when I was in that college, what happened one day, I was doing invigilation duty and I got an email from somebody in the Facebook headquarters and he said, hey, I got this job in Facebook headquarters just because of your blog. And let me know if I can donate money in any way. And that was the moment. And another thing that happened was the professor of mine in IIT Roorkee, he called me up and he said, hey Sandeep, are you running this blog geekspace.org? I said, yes. And he said, I have joined this Graphic Era University, I've left IIT Roorkee and I'm dean here. You can join me as a faculty, you can leave JIT. He was poaching me. And he said, I'll give you more salary than what you're getting in JIT. And you will not have to come to college all the time and you can join me. And the same professor, when I was in IIT Roorkee, you know what he said about me? Every professor gets 5-6 people for dissertation guidance every year. So we 5-6 people joined under him. And after 10-15 days of multiple meetings with the professor, he told this thing to me that every year I get a student whom dissertation work and thesis work I have to do myself because that student is not capable, and this year that student seemed to be you. That's what he said about me when I was doing MTech, and the same professor called me. So those two things were actually big motivation for me to do Geek Stories full time. So in 2015, I started doing Geek Stories full time. And the first 3 hires that I made were my students. How did I pick the 3 students from the college where I was teaching? I picked those 3 students who had qualified ACM ICPC regionals. ACM ICPC is like World Cup of coders. If you first get selected at the college level, then regional level, then national, then international. So these guys had qualified regionals. So if you qualify regional, you are not only a good coder, but you are a very good team player because you participate in a group of 3. I hired these 3 people and opened my office next to that college. It was a very small 200 square feet office. And I started publishing more and more content. These guys helped me in automation of the content, like compiler, checking the code, whether it is working or not. They built an online compiler. And all 3 of them had got placed into Amazon. I can guarantee you, if you qualify ACM, ICPC, even regionals, you will definitely get a very good job. So these guys had offers from Amazon. Some of them had multiple offers. I wanted to hire them full time, but Amazon salary was so good that they didn't join me. But after internship, they kept working with me after the offer. In the last semester, they worked a lot. They used to come to after college and they used to publish and help me in software automations and all that stuff. From 2015 to 2026, I have been doing Geeks for Geeks full time. I've totally enjoyed this journey. We added a lot of products to GFG. We added courses later. Then we added offline centers. We have multiple offline centers. I am in Kolkata because we have recently opened an offline center in Kolkata, Salt Lake Sector 5. Where in these offline centers, we teach students and working professionals about getting placed. We started recently a GFG Connect portal where students can connect with the experts. So here I have a gift for you also. Using this Connect portal, you can connect with SD2s, SD3s, or people who have last year cracked TCS NQT. TCS NQT is coming now. People who have cracked great exam with a good rank, and you need to pay them per minute basis. When I was starting Connect portal, I was like, if somebody working at Google or Microsoft would charge 100 rupees per minute or 50 rupees per minute, these guys charge only 10 rupees, 8 rupees, 5 rupees per minute. And I have a coupon for you all. It's SNUGFG100. You can use this coupon and use 100 rupees for free on that platform. So after during this all journey and building these products, I have learned a few learnings. I will share those learnings and will end my session, and then I'll take the questions from you. The first learning that if you look at my journey is, I was never the best. My 12th percentage, my academics, 4 years of IIT attempt, and only pre I could do. The only thing that worked for me was I just kept working on Geeks for Geeks for many, many years. I strongly believe in that Forrest Gump movie theory. You don't have to be the smartest. You don't have to be the best. Lal Singh Chadda also, a Hindi version. You just keep doing something for many, many years. And in the initial days, you might feel like nothing is happening. I'm like working, my traffic is only, I've written a blog, I built a website, only zero traffic for many days, then sometimes one or two people come. But if you keep working on this and you don't leave it and keep refining it, keep taking the feedback of the people, the first 5 or 6 people who are seeing your product, ask them like, what is the problem they are facing? Where are they clicking? And if you keep refining your product day by day, you can just be successful, but it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen over months. It takes years. It takes years to build a product. And you need to keep on doing it. The only thing that worked for me, because I was never the best at anything. And nobody had great expectations, even including my parents. Nobody had great expectations, my IIT professor or anybody. So the thing that worked for me was 5.5 years continuously working on something which is not giving any revenue. And then even if it was giving only 4,500 revenue, still working on it. I'm still working on it 2026. I still write and review articles. I still work on it. So that's the only thing that worked. In the initial days, you might feel like nothing is happening, but over the years, if you keep on working, you would definitely get success. The second and last thing that I would like to highlight and share with you is when you are in this engineering environment, you many times start feeling that my next student is very good at coding. He has studied coding in school. He has built great products. What will happen to me? They're very good in academics. I don't feel like I am going anywhere. What will happen to my career? That is the feeling I also used to get even when I was in DE show. I was like, I don't know how will I survive in this environment because I found everybody smarter than me there. But the thing that worked for me, I just chose a different path. I didn't follow what everybody else was doing there. Everybody around me in DE show and company was trying to go to their US office. They were trying to switch to bigger companies like Google and Microsoft. They were trying to go to their US office, and many of them got succeeded. But I chose a teaching path, and I just stick to it and just kept working. I did not compare myself with others at that time that if this guy is doing this, I'll also do this. I just chose a different path and kept working on this for many, many years. So just compare yourself with yourself. Don't compare yourself with others, and don't feel stressed like this guy is better at this, and how will I become good at this? So just follow a path and try to be better day by day. Compare yourself with yourself. Even if you learn a small thing on your destination, for your destination or the path that you have chosen daily, you will become better day by day. Everybody has different learning cycle. Even if you look at my entrepreneurship journey, it took me 18 years to reach 80 crore, 100 crore revenue last year. But a lot of founders came after me, 2-3 years. They billions of dollar company in the same industry also. But I am okay. I mean, it's different learning curve path that everybody has. I might become even a bigger guy or bigger than that in 10 years if I just don't leave it, if I keep doing it. So follow this path.
Keep doing something for many, many years. Don't compare yours. Take inspiration from them. I'm not saying don't look at them. I still look at every other company. I take inspiration from them. What are the mistakes I made? Why I didn't become that big? What are the right things they are doing? Take inspiration from them, but don't compare and don't feel stressed. So this is all from my side, guys. I totally enjoyed talking to you. And I would love to, I've not talked about career interview preparation. I would love to answer, I would cover that in detail in the form of question answer session. So please feel free to ask any question about what you should prepare, what you should be doing in engineering. Rather than me saying a lot of things, I would take your questions and answer through the, cover that topic with your questions. So I'm stopping here and I'm open for any question that you have.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
My name is Ritaja Mitra. I'm in second year CSE. So last year when I started DSA, I realized that there are many resources and platforms where you can learn DSA. But like seeing as to my experience of starting and like finding out, like I had more trouble getting into the loop of DSA than like learning it. So like there are like very few places that say why you should learn DSA except for campus placement. Like
That's actually kind of true now. With AI
sir,
coming in,
I want to contribute and start a new blog like why DSA and how far we can go with DSA.
see, when I was preparing DSA, the companies used to ask linked list binary tree questions. And when I worked in a software company, I never implemented a binary tree or linked list, and no company does. So the questions that are asked in interviews, they might be a lot of time different from what you do in the company. Companies do still ask aptitude and reasoning. The way DSA has become now, it's a fundamental. It's like learning English or learning anything fundamental or learning maths. But you would rarely be doing coding in the future days in any company which would involve a lot of DSA because a lot of code would be generated by AI.
Yes.
And it's getting better and better. So DSA is more of a fundamental now and it has become more of a hiring tool. It's more of a hiring tool for the companies the way aptitude and reasoning is. See, companies ask you aptitude and reasoning or aptitude and reasoning are asked for higher studies, but do you ever use aptitude and reasoning directly in any company? No. Right? So DSA is becoming same over the time. But it's a fundamental. I don't mean that you learn DSA only for hiring. It's a fundamental that you must know.
Yes, sir. The problem is people are getting scared. They are starting to avoid it. I want to instigate the curiosity that why you should learn DSA.
That's true actually. If you want to write a blog about it, you should do it. I'll tell you like how important DSA is. Google, when they hire even 10 years experienced person, even now, they ask DSA. And you know, I meet a lot of senior people. They say कि यार हमसे क्यों DSA पूछते हैं अभी यार? They still ask DSA to a person who has 15 years of experience, 10 years of experience. So it's the fundamental that is always checked till this point, and this might change in the future. There might be a disruption when there might be AI interviews, but till date, even the company like Google are doing it, even for a lot of experienced people.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thank you. Just take water. Any other question?
Good afternoon, sir. It was an honor to listen to you, and I am Soigot Maji of second year. So my question is, the AI is booming nowadays. So there is a new trend that AI is replacing our jobs or developer jobs. So also there, on the contrary, there is reports that companies are facing huge losses due to involvement of AIs. So I want to ask you that what is your take in this and how one should adapt to their preparation to cope up with this moving trend?
See, this is a very confusing state for the tech community or the tech world. Nobody knows the answer. Nobody knows what will happen in the future. If you follow IT shares in India, ITBs, that index that is there, it goes up when somebody says that software engineers are still required, service-based companies are still required, then somebody comes with an automation, they go down. Even the investors, market, nobody knows. But the way I look at it is, the current situation of the tech hiring is definitely not good. The current situation is not good. The number of hirings have gone down. And running a company, I can tell you, like, we have a 200 people team, and we don't feel the need of hiring because the same number of people are much more productive now. Everybody, whether it is accounts team, legal team, HR team, or the software team, they do the things within days, which were supposed to be done within months. They do the things within hours or minutes, which were supposed to taking days. So this is a change that is happening across the industry. And the industry is not ready for this. I am, as a founder, I'm not ready for this fast delivery by every team. I'm not planned for that long. And I don't know how the world will look like after many years. And when I started, I thought, like every other technology and DevOps, it would take time. That was my understanding, but I was wrong. It has grown so fast. So the way I look at it is, the current situation is definitely not good. You need to work really hard to get a job in the coming days. That's the truth, actually, the current market. But I don't see it, those kind of cycles do come in the tech industry. In 2009, there were a lot of layoffs, and then things got recovered over the time. But it will take a lot of time to get it recovered. Maybe it will start recovering by the end you reach final year or third year, but it will take time now. So the thing that I would suggest for everybody is to get your fundamentals done as soon as possible in the first year, right? Fundamentals, I mean DSA, DBMS, and SQL particularly. It's used in backend development, it's used in data analytics and data science everywhere. So SQL is a very, very important skill. Data structure is a fundamental. Object-oriented programming concepts, design concepts. Get your fundamentals done, and then try to build expertise in a domain. Please sit down. So these days are very tough, and you are in first year. You need to start now. You are not in another academic degree where you just need to get good marks and go to the next grade and next grade. After 4 years, you need to be employable in a market which is very, very tough. So start working on your fundamentals the first year and pick a technology and try to build expertise in the technology in the rest of the 3 years. Building an expertise takes a lot of time. Like I said, entrepreneurship or success takes a lot of time. So it won't happen that a lot of engineering mindset is this: I'm in first year now. Why should I worry about placement, internships? I'll see in the second year, third year. No, you should begin now, because building expertise is going to take years, and you need to beat the competition. Its competition is very, very tough now. So pick a technology and try to build expertise on this. And a lot of students ask, should I do DSA development? Should I do open source projects and all? You need to pick a technology and do everything on that. That everything can be project, internship, certifications, do everything, open source, everything on that technology. The technology that you pick might be something in AI, ML, data science, can be in cloud, DevOps. DevOps roles are very, very popular. It might be software testing also. It might be product management also, or anything. Or maybe teaching, the way I pick teaching. So pick one thing and spend your 3-4 years on the technology. Academic is one part, or only one part of your qualification engineering. You need to work on your employability from the first year itself. It's very, very important. DSA is again important, but picking a tech. See, the way hiring works is, if you talk about top product-based companies like Shaw and Company, Google, Microsoft, they only look at fundamentals. They have money to train you on different things. So they only check your DSA and all. But if you look at startups, and these companies are not hiring very much, and their hiring bars are very, very difficult. A very few of us get into those companies after BTech. We might get after changing the companies. So for a lot of us, the thing is startups. We get internships, jobs, and do small startups. And these startups, they don't have budget. When they hire, they will check a bit of fundamentals, not as that level as Google is checking, but they will check at the moderate or lower moderate level. And then they will say, if I am hiring an iOS developer, I would need a student who has done iOS internship, who has built iOS projects, or who has iOS open source contribution, because I have a lot of resumes with me. So I would be very picky. So for that, you need to basically build an expertise in a particular technology. So when you apply for an iOS developer role, your resume looks very different from everybody else who is applying there. Everybody else would be like, I'm a final year student, I know HTML, JavaScript, C, C++. You don't want to be that person, right? You want to be a person by the end of final year that I've done internships in iOS, I have done these projects, I've done this open source contribution, I have worked on these products, right? I have this certification also, these courses also on iOS. You want to be that person so that you are hired. And to be that person, it's not something that you would start in the third year, कि जब आएगा placement तब देखेंगे. You should start now. You should start from the first year itself so that you have that kind of profile. It's very, very important. So this is all from my side because first year say you need to begin. And when you reach in final year and your resume looks like this, there are some people who write fundamentals, HTML, CSS, C, C++. Nobody wants that resume. That's a very, very common resume. Every library management, Netflix clone or and all that or this. So nobody wants to look at this resume. No HR is happy with that resume. Your resume should be like, if I'm hiring for iOS developer, I've done these internships, I've done these projects, I've done this certification, I've done this open source contribution. I would definitely pick you for the interview. And there are some people who try to be over smart in the after engineering. They basically want to be eligible everywhere. They are like, they will write front end, back end, data science, AI, ML, Python, Java, everything in that resume. So that when as a platform picks up, they will pick every keyword. That is also again bad. You might get picked by HR, but when they will basically look at your resume, they will ask you questions you would not be able to answer. You can't be expert in those many things in 4 years. 4 years is very less for those many things. You need to pick one technology and try to be expert in that technology. That's my message. And whatever I'm saying, it might not be 100% right, because when you talk about interview preparation and placement, there are no rules. It's not binary. Companies, there are thousands of companies. Every company has different number of recruiters. Every company is different. Every recruiter is different. So you might find a person who might ask you something else, but whatever I am saying you applies a lot of times, more times than others. So I think I've given a long answer. So I'll take one or two more questions. I think I've covered everything. I'll take one or two questions and then we'll end this session. Last question I can take and we can end this session. Yeah.
Good morning, sir. I am Ranita Jana. Currently, I am in first year. Sir, what roadmap would you recommend for me to master DSA within 6 or 12 months?
See, DSA, again, I would say 6 and 12 months would not be enough for mastering DSA. It will only increase your probability of getting the same pattern or question. So to master DSA, you need to first learn a programming language. Don't pick C. Either pick C++ or Java or Python because there are libraries available in those languages. Then build standard data structure algorithm yourself. Binary search, merge sort, quick sort, and all these standard algorithms, all the dynamic programming algorithms. And then start participating in the contest, start solving the problems. So, and when you are programming in Java, learn collections. In C++, learn STL. They are very much required. So, and then participate in the contest, keep learning the theory. And it's all, even if you solve thousands of problems, there's no guarantee that you will become master or you will get placed. It's all probability, right? It's all probability. Your probability goes up when you solve more and more questions. All right, guys, great talking to you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Okay, so I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Sandeep Jain, sir, for taking time out of his busy schedule and enlightening us with such valuable insights. So, sir, can we have a group photo, please? Yeah. Shomna. And the audience, we have something else also planned for the next half. So please be seated. The volunteers, please make sure the hall is seated and everyone is seated and there is no noise and chaos. बाद में लेना আরিবা ওদেরকে ডাক পেছনে যা সানিয়া 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 জিপিএস ক্যামেরা
এখানেই নেমে বলছে তারপর ছবিটি তোলো ঠিক আছে মানে এখানে সাইডে বলছি আমি বাইরে কোথাও বড্ড রাশ আছে এ আছে এগুলো নিতে চাইছি আচ্ছা এই ব্যাকড্রপটা ওদের নিতে চাইছি
আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে
না 10 মিনিট
ঠিক আছে নিয়ে কারণ ওরা না হলে অডিয়েন্স হলে বেরিয়ে যাবে না না মাস কম একটা বাইক নেবে স্যারে সেটা ওরা বলছে এখানে নিতে চাইছে মানে আমরা ওই জন্য বলছিলাম বাইরে ওরা সব বাইক বাইরে নেয় ওরা এখন এখানে নেবে বলছে ছবি তোলা ইস্যু না মাস কম একটা স্যারের শর্ট ইন্টারভিউ
ঠিক আছে যদি বলিস আমি তাহলে কথা বলছি তাহলে ছবিটাকে তুলে নেবো বলছি
হ্যাঁ ছবি তুলে নিয়ে স্যারকে বাইরে নিয়ে চলে আমরা এটা কন্টিনিউ করি
নাকি ছবি তোলার পর স্যার এখানে ইন্টারভিউটা দেবে তারপর তোরা একটু কিছুক্ষণ পরে স্টার্ট করবে
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে सानिया आरिबा को बुलाकर बोले लैपटॉप में अपना स्लाइड को इस पर रेडी करके रखे अच्छा hello everyone, we have a slider quiz planned for you, so please wait for a few minutes.